When we speak of ancient empires, we think of Egypt, Babylon, and Assyria. But in the mountains of Anatolia, a hidden superpower once rose. The Hittites, masters of war, diplomacy, and iron, built a kingdom stretching from the Aegean to the gates of Babylon. They crushed their rivals. They battled Ramses of Egypt at Kadesh. And then they vanished so completely that for centuries their empire was thought to be nothing more than myth, until the stones began to speak again. High in the Anatolian hills stood a city of stone and power, Hattusa, the heart of the Hittite Empire. It was not built for beauty, it was built for gods and kings. Colossal walls coiled around its sacred temples, carved lions stood guard at its gates, and storm gods reigned from the heavens above. The Hittites believed their king was chosen by the divine, a servant of the gods ruling in their name. To their enemies they were feared, to their people they were favored. The Hittites were not only builders of temples, they were masters of war. Under kings like Hattusili I, they carved their capital into the hills of Anatolia. His heir, Mursili I, marched farther still, sacking Babylon itself. Generations later, Suppiluliuma I forged an empire that stretched into Syria, challenging Egypt for control of the Near East. They forged iron while others still fought with bronze. They drove three-man chariots into battle, faster, deadlier, smarter. Their armies were disciplined, their generals ruthless. But conquest was not their only weapon. Hattusili III stood face to face with Ramses II of Egypt, and together they signed the world's first recorded peace treaty. The Hittites understood what even the gods respected. Power is not only taken, it is preserved through fear and respect. And then, silence. Around 1200 BC, the Hittite Empire, strong, vast, and feared, began to unravel. A mysterious plague struck Hattusa, claiming kings and crippling armies. Famine followed, and then came the final blow. The Sea Peoples, raiders from the west who stormed cities and left only fire in their wake. Hattusa burned. The empire vanished. No one knew where the Hittites had gone. For centuries there were no records, no stories, only ruins and silence. For over 3,000 years, the Hittites were forgotten, their name unspoken, their empire unknown. No one remembered that they once stood equal to Egypt and Babylon, until the 20th century, when archaeologists uncovered the ruins of Hattusa, and with them, thousands of clay tablets, treaties, myths, royal letters, all written in a language lost to time. Piece by piece, their empire returned. No longer a myth, no longer a shadow. The Hittites had spoken again, and the world remembered. But this is only one story. There are more forgotten powers, more untold myths, waiting to be rediscovered. Because history is more than dates and ruins. It is truth buried beneath the legends. So if you want to uncover the stories behind the myths, hit the like, subscribe to Myths and Truths, and continue the journey.